Hi, I'm Tony Bowen, and welcome to my Corn Country Rails. Well, I hope you will enjoy my November operating session. From our October session, we had a few trains out on the railroad that never made it to their home terminal. So we have this NCE short train that got tied up at Malcolm, Iowa. That will start off our session. But in between sessions, I also did the local switching job. So we have cars down on the lower level, both eastbound and westbound cars for trains to pick up throughout the day. And we had an operator last month. We have this string of cars here that was supposed to be picked up. Didn't happen. So hopefully they will be out of the town of Homestead today as well. All the switching took place up here in the town of Brooklyn. So we have our eastbound cars here ready to be picked up. And then there's a break right there. And the rest of this is the westbound local that will pick these up. And so a lot of industries in the town of Brooklyn right now don't have any cars. But hopefully by the time that session gets started and we end today, we will have cars at these industries. It seemed to work out well the last time of me being located here at the Grinnell yard, because I'm pulling everybody that's coming out of staging right away that's at least heading east. And so then I can also kind of do all the switching and stuff for this yard. So we have some cars here over by the icing platform ready to be picked up. We have cars in the yard ready to go. And while those trains are picking up those cars, looks like I also have some work here in Grinnell with waybills setting by cars that I need to pick up. As far as the upper level goes, trains have already had their waybills turned and are ready to leave staging as they come about on the timetable. And then down below, we have train 81 sitting back there on that siding. It didn't get completed from the last session, so it's just ready to complete its session. We have the Homestead local right here in front. Train is all made up, and so it'll be ready to leave the yard. And then my friend Michael is coming with two of his CB&Q SD7s, I believe, with sound. And so he's going to run the Grinnell local with his power. So it's going to be a CB&Q train that makes its way up to Grinnell. So that'll be exciting today as well. And then cars just in the yard have been shuffled around. And so hopefully as trains make their way here, we will see this yard empty out with some of these cars that are there. And then obviously these receiving tracks will probably fill up real soon. And somebody needs to move that stock car. I can hear it up there. Oh, there it is. And no op session would be complete without some treats. So my wife has made some pumpkin bars for this afternoon. We also have some popcorn. And then in everybody's little cubby, they've got their nail aprons for their waybills, and then just a few other things that are freebies to go home with them. So I'm looking forward to the session. This is the time where it always brings the railroad to life, and the things that I have done to create my model railroad, and now I get to share and enjoy with friends. That's what it's all about. Enjoy. The Grinnell yard switcher just got done completing a job, picked up 2 hoppers from Medusa Cement and 2 40-foot boxcars from the glove factory. It will soon make a backup move around the end of the peninsula to pick up a few more cars on the other side of the layout. And here comes the yard switcher now. It'll soon be going over the M and St. L main line. Someday the hope is to build the Grinnell Depot to go right there in that spot. Just hasn't happened yet. So the switch engine is going to slow its train down to a stop and has 2 pickups here at the Hildebrandt Shoe Factory.
Looks like a 50-foot boxcar and then an open coal car that brought in coal for the power plant for the factory. Switch has been thrown, so now the train is proceeding off the main line onto the siding and crossing over the M&L diamonds again. And then it will back up to York Lumber and perform a pickup there as well. And it looks like there's just one 40-foot boxcar to pick up at York Lumber today. With all of the Grinnell yard crews work done, looks like their train is going to make air, and then they will proceed back to the Grinnell yard where these cars will be classified and sent out during the operating session. So the train is coming back from doing its work, coming into one of the yard tracks, and then these cars will be sorted and sent out. And by this time, the rest of the crew has shown up for the afternoon, so it's time for things to get rolling on the railroad.
Thanks. Person, you know.
Yeah, neither am I, Bob, but I can even put a decoder in.
Yeah, he has. I would have to learn a lot.
And ironically, the first decoder I put in was in the Rock Island RS3.
Yeah.
It worked? Yeah, it worked. Dad's got video of it running.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I've got video of him soldering the wires in.
Wow. My other question is those old switches of mine, how compatible they would be with.
I don't know about NCEL, but putting decoders in HO is pretty easy. Yeah.
We got one section there coming in.
The corner there.
Yeah,
You can. Are you at the signal?
I'm sitting
Okay.
beside
Why don't you pull up to the? Are you supposed to wait for us?
We can go up
But your pickups, if it'll help, we're already done at the last session, Michael.
Oh, so
So
that's
they're,
those.
those two cars, yep.
Okay, good. So just stop right there, Caleb.
And then whatever you have for set outs, because I think that Quaker Oats car stays with the Gone, and that 40-foot box car go with you.
NCC was supposed to be here in January now.
how big it actually was.
Oh yeah, it'll be a nice size.
That's cool. I was cool.
Oh yeah.
So Alan, I ordered some K4 decals last night.
All I have is NCE.
There you go. Love on it. Doing this out. It's on the, off the picture.
Yeah, sizable train too. Nice. He is.
Oops, excuse me. Pardon, excuse me, yep, yeah, pardon.
You got green, Michael. All right, well, we had a great op session today. We had 6 of us here. And so we had our eastbound extra. It made its way to the yard. Our MNCE train from last session with 2 cars made its way here. We had a westbound extra that had a ton of cars. It made it here. And a lot of cars that kind of came into the yard and went out, which was good. On the upper deck, looks like we have a lot of trains that were ran and made it safely back. Only have 1 train out missing that didn't make it back to its home terminus, and that is train 84. So let's go find out where that's at. It looks like train 84, its time ran out at the end of our session, so it tied up at Ladora. So the power is down here. And then the rest of its train is holding the siding at Ladora. And we'll continue with that train during our December session. Grinnell Yard, well, it started off being very full the beginning of our session. It was totally empty at one time, and now it is packed with cars once again. But a lot of these cars of things that have come in are also cars that I need to spot to industry, such as the Swift Poultry Plant, the Ice House, the Glove Factory, Medusa Cement, and then around the other side of the peninsula, we have cars that need to be spotted for the shoe company, and then here for the lumber yard. So that work will get done as well. And so even with spotting some of those cars and then classifying the cars that came in, this yard will be ready to be emptied out. Plus we had our Milwaukee Road extra, and it tied up here at Grinnell. So we'll see if there's any cars that need to be taken off that train, and that will be one train that will be ready to leave the yard pretty soon at the beginning of next month's session as well. So overall, we had a great session today. It was very fun operating. Seeing the railroad come to life is always a big thrill. Ran into a couple things that had never happened before. For some reason, the NCE antenna, for some reason, just stopped. And I went, unplugged it, and plugged it back in, and we were good. But to start off our session, when all of a sudden your wireless throttles stop working, that could put a real damper on an op session.
And so I'm not sure what happened there, so I'll do some homework and see if that's a common problem or hopefully something that won't happen again for our December operating session. But overall, everything else went well. We had some pretty long trains ran, which sometimes that's just with the flow of traffic and that. And so hope everybody enjoyed their time. Hope you enjoyed watching the video, and everybody have a great holiday season, and look forward to December's operating session coming up in a couple weeks. Take care for now, everybody. Bye-bye.